let's play a round of Are You Smarter Than a Premed? Question 1. A vampire complains to his doctor, I just don't get the same kick from my meals anymore. The blood tastes so flat. The doctor finds his victim's hemoglobin is stuck in a state where it won't let go of O2, that's molecular oxygen. This describes A, a massive increase in 2,3-BPG, B, a complete failure of the Bohr effect, C, a right shift in the O2 dissociation curve, or D, a left shift in the O2 dissociation curve. All right, so in this case, the hemoglobin will not let go of the oxygen. This is a left shift in the oxygen dissociation curve, and it means that hemoglobin has a really high affinity for oxygen. This can almost sound good for a second until you realize hemoglobin simply hanging onto oxygen doesn't help you get oxygen. It just means it won't dump it off in the tissue where you actually need it. Number 2, a new parent's first baby cries at a sound level of 60 decibels. Their second baby, a true overachiever, cries at a sound intensity that is 10,000 times greater. What is the decibel level of the second baby's cry? All right, now, the point here is that when we are counting decibels, we are simply doing a power of 10 count, right? So 10,000 is 4 powers of 10. And you have to remember that the decibel formula multiplies the number of zeros times 10. So there's 4 powers of 10 here, and then 10 times 4 would be 40. And since it's 40 decibels higher than the 60, this means we would be at 100 decibels. You can take a look at the calculation if you like formulas down there. Number 3, a teenager, Chad, has no interest in his future. When his parents ask about college or a job, he shrugs and says, I don't know, whatever. He isn't actively exploring any options, nor has he committed to any path. According to James Marcia, Chad is in a state of A, identity moratorium, B, identity achievement, C, identity foreclosure, or D, identity diffusion. All right, so this one is describing a person who is in an identity diffusion state. This is when you aren't really interested in exploring and you're not really committed to a path or an identity. Number 4. Now, remember, the cars section is the reading comprehension section. So if this doesn't sound like a science quiz, that's because this one isn't really science related. The New York slice is often lauded as the pinnacle of pizza. Its proponents, however, are misguided. They celebrate its portability, its foldability, ignoring that this very quality is a concession, not a virtue. It is food for a life in frantic motion. In contrast, the Chicago deep dish is an act of defiance. It is architecture. It is a communal, sedentary experience that demands a knife, a fork, and most importantly, time. It refuses to be eaten on a subway. It is a statement that a meal should be an event, not an errand. The author's primary argument is that A, Chicago pizza is superior because it represents a more deliberate and communal approach to dining. B, New York pizza is superior because of its portability. C, New York pizza evolved to meet the needs of a fast-paced city life. Or D, all pizza, regardless of style, is an important culinary invention. All right, now this author is pretty clear. They don't think New York pizza is superior. They think Chicago-style pizza is superior because it represents a communal approach to dining. And last but not least, number 5, the evil Dr. Vasoconstrictor invents a ray that doubles the length L of a person's arterioles and halves their radius R. According to Poiseuille's law, by which factor will the resistance to blood flow increase? They've given us a little bit of a cheat here by telling us that resistance is proportional to L over R to the power of 4. What's your answer? And when we run the numbers, we should get 32. Double check your use of power laws here and let me know how many questions you got right. Should you be a pre-med and take the MCAT and go to med school? And if you're looking for more help, go to MCATboss.com. See you there.